All right, Maximus Analysis here for an early November 17th before the close. And we see that we have pretty much just sideways action, day of indecision. Uh, Good day regard like swings for like, you look at the 5 minute and you can see some significant movement. But in regards to, you know, swing trading, you can see that again, I wouldn't say it's a false breakout because again, if it breaks above here, we can definitely come back and go to this 2150 area. Um, very nice day yesterday, really bullish engulfing type of day, and we want to see if this 2030 is going to hold. If it does, but again, we're just in this. We said that we had a move. This is the October 2011 move, excuse me, 2014 move, and we'll see what happens again tomorrow. They break these lows, they break about midpoint here of 2030. That'll make things a little interesting, but we'll continue to look at it. And the NQ is probably the healthiest out of everything, so this again is the move as well. So I don't know if this is a false breakout yet. We'll see what happens, but we don't want to get too overly bearish. If because again they could continue above high. If they break below and get to this 4520 area, we'll be like, okay, a little bit cause for concern to see if this retracement is going to mirror something similar to this one or to this one from the past. So we'll see how much oomph they have left in the gas tank. We have the YM up 30. It was pretty much contributed to Walmart and Home Depot to keep things up, and you see that 200 moving average, it's right there. So again, it's okay for the day. I think they're up about 10, 11, nothing blinding, but the IWM, again, they need to hold these lows, or at least these lows of 113.40, because that is the weakest out of the bunch. You have crude continuing to go down. It was a choppy intraday session. Again, you have the again, this might not look choppy now, but it was pretty choppy because you had the report, slid down, came back up, boom, boom, boom. But again, the lower highs are still in place. Kind of looking at this basing type of area as some type of, support that if they're going to break down, they will go down here. But again, this is crude, so things can be very hairy very quickly on an intraday time frame. But it was more of a choppy session than the typical smoothness that I experienced. Now you have a price line down almost $10. Again, it's continuing to move down. And you have Google, which still looks good. Again, don't know if there's a false breakout yet, but again, you would have your stops below this low and see where it can go. Again, shorting at this point on such a high, it hasn't even given a proper retracement yet. You have Amazon that again, you have the typical shootings. This would be a hammer. Again, I think it's probably 2 bars from the high. So you want to hold these lows. Again, these lows are also these highs, so you want to hold around this 615 area. But again, it still looks okay. Netflix, you had again, everybody had these bars yesterday, but you just want some type of follow through. But again, it could pop higher, so I wouldn't look at that. Netflix was actually fairly strong today. It pulled back a little bit intraday, but just to pull back to get in, quite honestly. So you have this pullback right now, and they stay above these lows into the close, which it looks like they're going to do. And it's a very healthy situation with that. You have Baidu down about $2. Again, you want to see it breaks above this. It definitely continues to look strong. It gets below this 200-day moving average, just a retracement unless you see some significant break with some type of volume. You had IWM. Again, is it going to give you a nice surge? Because again, this hammer formation means that intraday, and we'll kind of look, and again, a lot of candlesticks, you got to look and see what the price action actually gave you. So this is the price action for the hammer, which is why people go bullish on it, because they came all the way down and then the bulls came all the way back, raging back near to the highs of the day. So it's showing some strength intraday. Now, with that being said, we want to see some follow through on the upside, and again, we want to see if this tail of this candle will hold, which will be around that 150 price level. You had LinkedIn down $1, nothing crazy, but again, it just gave a small sell signal and retraced back. So we want to see these 239 20 areas hold from some more continuation to the upside. And again, with the Dow, you had Home Depot and Walmart really were holding that one up in a major way. So you had Home Depot gap up, and you have Walmart, which is still in a downtrend, looking at that weekly. But you can see that so far, based on when it's Tuesday, so we don't know if what this candle is going to end up looking like, but you can see it's a severely beat up name. In the Dow. So we'll continue to look at that. Again, just treat everything like a retracement for now. We do know that we have these measure moves in place on the ES, and we don't want to get overzealous. But if they break below these levels that were previously held, especially this 2012 area, we would say, okay, we don't know what's going to happen here. But if it gave a lower high below this significant 2083 area, and the reason why I call it significant if you're new to these videos is because you could see it kind of was just bouncing in between that and then broke down and then came right back up to it and broke down again. So don't know if the big seller is finished or this is significantly a selling after the October 31st mutual fund ends, so year end. So again, we'll continue to look at it and we'll just treat it as an intraday a retracement. We'll look at it like this and say, okay, let's just quickly look at this and say, okay, this is not even to the 50%. The 50% is actually the measured move from the previous swing down from last October. You check it out. And again, holding this 1988 level would be that 50% retracement, which would be the first target if you were short already. But right now, you know, unless it gives another lower high below that and then cracks this level, you know, don't get overly bearish too quickly. So again, we'll see what these charts give us tomorrow, and take care.